Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and this is a video guide I put together for farming vanilla beans in Guild Wars 2. Now, vanilla beans are used in many of the high-level chef recipes such as berry bars. That's pretty much the main one that comes to mind right now, and the main one that a lot of the profit from farming these comes from, I guess you could say. Now, vanilla beans come from low-level Asura and Sylvari zones, as well as some other zones, but we're going to stick to these low-level Asura and Sylvari zones because this is where the highest drop rate for them happens to be. You can also get them from like Bloodtide Coast, Sparkfly Glen, Mount Maelstrom, zones like that, but as aforementioned, we're going to stick to these. Now, the zones you're going to want to farm for the vanilla beans are Caledon Forest and Matrika Province, as well as Brisbane Wildlands. Here, what you're going to want to look for is nodes with herbs as their prefix or even suffix in some cases, such as herb seedlings, herb sprouts, mature herbs, young herbs, verdant herbs, herbs like that. If it has herb in it, that means it has a chance of containing a vanilla bean as well as other herb-like materials, I guess you could say, like bay leaves, head of garlic, stuff like that. The herb nodes can contain, like, I think at this low of level, maybe 5 or 6 different things, head of garlic being one of the most common, and vanilla bean being one of the most rare. Now, vanilla beans usually go for about 2 silver to 3 silver each, and you can get up to 5 of them from a single gather from a node. And if the node gives you a second gather, you can get an additional 5 or an additional large amount for up to about I'd say the maximum I've ever gotten from a herb node for vanilla beans would probably be around 25 silver, and that was a really good node and made me extremely happy, for lack of better words. So, what you're going to want to do for farming these is pretty much just run around Matrika Province, Caledon Forest, and Brisbane Wildlands looking for herb nodes. Now, it gets a little bit more, or you can play it a little bit more strategically, which is kind of what I do. I find herb nodes on an alt character, which is, if you're not too familiar with the terminology in these games, alternative character, aka character you don't play that much, not your main character. Find a node, a herb spawn, and park the character by it. And then every hour when the nodes reset, log on this character and gather this node. In these zones, you can use a copper harvesting sickle, except for Brisbane, you might have to use a iron harvesting sickle. So it's going to be extremely cheap to gather these nodes, and seriously, logging on a character, gathering one node and logging them off every hour takes roughly what, like a minute and 30 seconds, and you have a chance of getting 25 silver from doing it, or even just, you know, a larger amount, like 5 silver being a very low end of the money spectrum. So you can really add up money fast by doing this really easy, quick farming method that really requires no brain at all in order to do. Just log on, gather something. You can either deposit it in your collectibles or list it on the auction house from exactly where you're standing, and then log off again. That's really all there is to it. I do show my method. I'm logging on my Necromancer a few times during this video, showing you, you know, really the brainless idea of logging on, gathering stuff, and logging off. It doesn't matter what node you pick, young herbs or herb seedlings, these things don't have a better chance of giving you a vanilla bean. It doesn't matter if you would, whichever one you pick is what I'm trying to say. Just find one, or if even better, if you can find 2 that are semi-close together, that'll be that'll be way more money than, or way better chance of getting money than just finding a single one of these. So that's pretty much all there is to farming vanilla beans, and really all I can think of for this video without dragging on repeating the same stuff. Aside from that, once again, if you missed it earlier on in the video, you're going to want to do Matrika Province, Caledon Forest, which is Asura and Sylvari zones respectively, and then Brisbane Wildlands if you want to, you know, step it up to a higher level zone. As from what I've seen, all 3 of these zones share roughly about the same drop rate, so it does not matter at all which zone you pick. Although if you can find a zone, once again, with 2 herb nodes next to each other or within running distance, you're going to be a lot better off. Aside from that, that's really all I can think about saying, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have comments, questions, concerns, please feel free to contact me via commenting on the video, private message, anything like that. Anyway, see you guys around. Good luck and happy hunting.